Today we're going to be commissioning and showing you how to commission a Gen 2 sanctuary with an EMSC. So what we're going to start off with is going to go ahead and choose the total amount of inverters and batteries so we can specify everything. So that today is going to be 1 inverter, 2 batteries. And when it's black, it's going to check for spacing. It's going to ask if a WCM is installed or an EMSC. Today is an EMSC. It's going to ask about the split phases and the advanced. We're just going to go ahead and go next. That's what we're looking for. First, we're going to go ahead and make sure the antennas are installed. Make sure that the cellular and the Bluetooth Wi-Fi are the ones that match. If you can see here, it'll have a little mark for cellular and a cellular for here, and then Bluetooth Wi-Fi for on this one right here, if you can see that. Then from there, we are going to have to make sure that the 2 buttons are on, not just one. Both of the buttons are on for both this and this. And then just going to ask them to attach antennas each other. Also, something that you will have to look for is these wires in here. These will connect to the actual antennas on the outside. So just make sure those are connected. If you're having any problems specifically with that, you can just make sure all those are connected with that. All right, now it's going to ask about the EMSC and the power on. I'm going to make sure that the power is on right now with this little switch in here. You can see that. Just switch on pretty easy. We'll wait for the lights to turn on right here. And then blue light will appear beneath the word power, which it has. So we're going to power on the EMSC. Now it's going to look for Bluetooth with this specific EMSC. All right, so it found the EMSC. And it's going to be through Wi-Fi for this one. All right, then we're going to put in the password for this. And this is just going to be the Wi-Fi password that you're going to connect it to. So this will be the warehouse Wi-Fi. All right, so if it doesn't work the first time, sometimes you do have to do it just a couple of times, make sure that it goes through. Wi-Fi connected, it's going to ask us to continue. Now it's going to check for updates for the EMSC. Make sure that everything is going through and everything. So I'm going to update this right now. It'll take a couple of minutes while we wait to upload both of those core and UMAs. All right, those went ahead and updated. Now we're just going to make sure that the EMSC is connected to the Wi-Fi port, which is this back middle. We're going to make sure that it's connected to the top of this one as well. So it's just connected through these. Typically it comes with this, but if not, that's what you'd have to look for. Now all we need to do is address the battery to the EMSC so it knows which battery is which and what we're going to do from there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect the battery into the EMSC. And we're going to address battery 1, and this is battery 2. So we're choosing this one as battery 1, and we'll connect it to this port to go into the battery port of the EMSC. So now that we've done that, we're going to go back to the phone and continue on to the next step, which is address the second battery. So essentially same thing, we just unplug battery 1 and we'll plug it into battery 2's port. All right, disconnected cable from battery 1 and then connected cable to battery 2. I'm going to address that battery. Now what we're going to do is have the batteries addressed to each other, and we're going to pretty much daisy chain them. So we're going to go ahead and unplug this from the battery of the EMSC, and we're going to plug it to the BMS comm in the back left of this board right here. Then we're going to take another Ethernet cable and we're going to address battery 1 and plug it into the port of battery 2 right here. We're going to go through the checklist, make sure that we remove the addressing cable from here, connected battery 1 to BMS port, which we did, and then linked all batteries together, which we did here, as you can see in the perfect. Now it's going to go ahead and ask all the power sources that we're going to be going through. These are going to be more specific towards the actual customer and what they have set up for this. For us, what we're looking for right now is grid and AC solar. We don't have a generator or grid. So we're just going to go through these. It's going to ask if we wanted to go through there. The breaker size, we're going to have it at 100 here for this specific setup. So it's going to be different compared to all of these. So that's what you're going to have to ask for the installer or through there. It is going to sell back to the grid, and then what percent of state of charge should AC solar stop charging the battery? We're going to keep it at 100% because we want it to charge all the way up to 100%. It's going to ask if we want to enable emergency mode for this specific customer. No, we're not going to do that. The CTs that are installed, you can see here on the actual CTs themselves, you're going to be looking at 200 amp, 100 milliamps. So we're going to be looking at there. So that's 200, 100 right there. 30% is typically what we recommend. Again, customer's preference. And then it's going to ask if we just want to confirm all of this product. And then this is a pre-commission, so we don't have these specifically installed there. But we'll check the manually CT placement when the installers do get there. From here, then we'll put in the information of the customers here, the address, full name, all of there, and then you will put your installation in here. So when you are pre-commissioned, you'll put your installer name there. And then we'll go to the last step from there, which is going to be just the finishing. It's going to confirm everything. So other than that, that's all that's needed for pre-commissioning.